Yeah, oh, fuck. We're going. But basically, my plan. I paused the plan last time that I had because it was going to charge me, and it was like, guess what?
We
You
didn't
want
forget.
you want to do anything? We're gonna charge your bitch ass.
Wait, how much is it?
I got the like $44 a month one.
God damn.
Yeah, this one's fucking expensive.
Holy shit. We got to start making some ad money then if we're going to do this.
Yeah, and,
Holy
44.
cow.
I don't even know why Riverside was cheaper, I think.
Riverside was like $100 for the whole year or
Yeah, let's
something,
just
wasn't
shit
it?
talk StreamYard real quick. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, good lord. What do
Well,
you
I
do
did
at
look at
Zoom
their.
couldn't
I should have looked at the yearly plan, honestly, but I was like, I don't have a lot of money. Let's just fucking slap down this 44 real
God
quick.
damn, dude. It says sign up free too. That's insane. Oh well.
They all say that, but they probably give us a limited amount of hours or something, and we used it in our first two or something. Limited amount of
Yeah.
session. They all
They
have
said
some
it.
sort of technique to fuck you.
Whoops. They
All
said
right, but welcome back in, everyone.
here we go. Another week.
Yeah.
Another day, another dollar. We're staying on it. I was sitting downstairs. I was like, I had a long day today, and I was like, I don't know if I have it in me. And I was like, no, we have to. We have to stay strong. We got to show discipline
I
this
felt
time
that. I
around.
felt that too.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we're here. The game's just kicking off.
All right, so let's do that one. We got Jets,
Pats,
Patriots in MetLife. Aaron Rodgers, his first time on the turf monster that is known as MetLife Field. First
the
time back.
return of the king.
Yeah.
He walked out there fine. Give me the Jets.
Yeah.
I think it will be closer than everyone's assuming. The Patriots have showed some fight this year in both of their games, making it close against Seattle. I thought they were gonna do it, and I was like, "Oh, the double upset alert for me!" But no,
Nothing. Yeah. Yeah, they've had two, like they've had those, like I feel like there's always that team at the beginning of the year that's like feisty, and like you're like, oh wow, look at that team. Like you thought they were gonna be terrible, and then it ends up like that one win that they had is like that their only win. I think the Patriots kind of go downhill from here, but that's not what they're here for this year. They're not trying to win anything. So, but yeah, I think the Jets win handily tonight, but I don't think it feels like it's a handled victory. I feel like it's like a 23-6 deal, but there's like a defensive touchdown late that kind of makes the score look more inflated than it actually is. Rodgers is still kind of trying to find his way, and I
can't see a way the Patriots offense does anything productive besides running the ball for like 4 yards a game, maybe against the Jets defense. But
yeah, Jets defense just will continue to get back to normal form.
Yeah.
Holding in a burp over here.
Unless they can steal a couple possessions with their secondary, but don't think it's going to happen.
No. FanDuel had that 50% boost. I had to put that to use. I think I have like Aaron Rodgers 2+ touchdowns or something like that.
Like 1 and 2
Garrett Wilson
now this year.
Did it really?
Last week, you saw my week 1 bet, but last week struck out on Thursday night a big touchdown bet, like 5 different people touchdowns. I was like, let's get greedy. And then over the weekend, I was like, this is a guarantee. Like one of my teams won. I was like, oh, wasn't so guaranteed.
You're like,
I only took favorites though. Like I only took teams that were favorited, which is unusual.
NFL, man.
I'm a big underdog guy. I should have put my faith in the Saints where I should have put my money where my mouth was with the Saints. But
yeah, that is the big thing. We got to have that call back. Big call by you with the Saints. Not only did the Saints, I mean, it's 2 years in a row now you've had that first Cowboys loss.
No, I'm on the Cowboys. I know the Cowboys. I'm like, here it is.
Not only that, 2 games where they get just their absolute, they get the doors blown off.
Dog, and, I feel like you had one last week. You had the Bucks over the Lions. I felt like that was a solid call. No, really.
The Bucks are legit. And that defense is something that, I mean, you give Todd Bowles enough time with a defense, like he's so good with that kind of stuff. And there is something to say about continuity, but I think the Bucs could, I mean, what, there were like one or two, there were some weird clock management decisions away from possibly being in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, no. I think the Bucs have it in them. It seems like this year Baker's dogging out on everyone.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. All right, should we get to this next week?
Back to the thing.
What is our record, by the way? Do you have our record?
You are 9-7. I am 7-9.
There we go.
We differed, and you took the lead with the Seahawks one and the Bucs.
Do you pick the Patriots?
Yeah, I took the Pats to beat the Patriots.
Oh, wow.
To beat the Seahawks. So I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh, shit. That's what I was saying. It's going to be a 2-for this week. I was like, the 2-for upset alert. I'm locked in. I was like, I'm about to be locked in. And then the rest of the games besides the Saint, I was like, holy fuck, it went pretty bad, honestly.
The shart ensued.
Yeah. But Giants at Browns. That's the first game. Feel like this one's pretty easy. The Giants find hilarious ways to lose. Their kicker gets hurt last week. It's one of the most hysterical ways to lose is to score 3 touchdowns. And the others, I mean, it's Steeler football right there. That's football I love when you win by only scoring field goals. You win 21-18 and you're the team that only kicks field goals.
Just plowing. And you know what's funny is just
single extra point.
The net of yardage, like they were all from like, because we would get to the Commanders didn't punt once.
Yeah.
They got to the red zone 6 times, and like they would get into like the 5-yard line and just throw up all over
it's just closing the drives right now.
Yeah. And so Austin Siebert from 0 to hero, and sets a franchise record in his first game on the team for most field goals in a game. But, you win any way you can. But, yeah, I mean, the Giants are – Malik Neighbors is the real deal. I will say that.
He's really fucking good. I mean, rookie wide receivers week too. Crazy.
Yeah, nice. Marvin Harrison Jr. was sitting on my bench with a cool 27.
Oh, that's pain. Zach was
played
riding Marvin Harrison. Zach had a fantastic week this week in Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. I guess who I played too.
Ryan?
No, guess the receiver I put in his place.
Oh.
Because he got a bunch of targets the week before, and I was like, all right, I think it's only going to get more.
I'm trying to think.
It rhymes with Porge Jickens.
Oh, George.
Yeah. And then he puts up a whopping 3.6 points.
Well, he like 7 points got wiped off the board on that holding call.
Ridiculous. But anyway, Giants, Browns.
Browns are taking this one home. As I said, Giants will find like a goofball way to lose this. It's like watching 3 Stooges at this point walk out onto the field when the Browns suit up. Or when the Giants suit up. I mean, the Browns, they were that way for a while. But Deshaun Watson, they will be like normal. Browns will spank, I think, the trash teams. They're going to roll through the trash teams as they have for the past couple of years. And their defense is good enough to just carry them to wins over teams like this. I don't think Deshaun Watson's going to blow us away or anything this week. He's still the biggest question on that team, but I think the Browns will easily win this game.
I think, I think the Browns will win thanks to Daniel Jones. I think last week was his week of that was his chance to get right because he seems to always play well against us, and the Commanders' defense in general is porous. But, I mean, this Browns defense is ridiculous. I think they're going to return to form of last year, I think, at some point, and I think there's multiple turnovers. I think you might see a Drew Lock appearance in this game. I think this might be the time where I think Dayball's getting frustrated. And, I don't think it's going to be a pretty game. I think it's going to be one of those games where there's like multiple turnovers on both sides of the ball.
Oh, it's going to be like the ugliest of games possible, probably.
Yeah. And But I think the Browns come out on top in like a 13-10, like something like the Giants lose in another embarrassing way.
Yeah.
And it just shows Dayball's blood red face on the sideline.
Just eat it. All right. Next one is Eagles Saints going to New Orleans.
All right, first, before we do anything,
You picked the Eagles. I know you didn't want to, but you picked the Eagles. You were like there on not picking the Eagles. You were like, they're gonna fucking find a way, but I'll take them.
I just have to say, all these people who are saying the Eagles just look like they're back in form. I'm like, how can you say that? Their only thing that is going is, yes, Saquon is killing it, but he's going to get hurt. He always does. And also, it's like Nick Sirianni is awful. He's awful. He's horrible. He's a bad head coach, and he's a bad leader. And like doing all that jumping around, doing all that like running down when CJ Gardner-Johnson gets that big stop, and he's running down like, yeah, and it's like, dude, did the second half of last year not teach you a thing? It didn't teach you anything. that doesn't work. And then after the game's over, you don't address the team. It's been confirmed. Like you don't talk to them after that. Like
Yeah.
debacle.
Well, the players address the players.
Yeah, and he was like, "They know what's up." It's like you're gonna like it's like same old story to me. And I think I don't think Jalen Hurts is in these two games has not proven to me that he's any good other than like he's running it a lot more.
If you're not gonna address the team, don't tell everyone. Just let that be an inside the building thing that you let the players do the discussion.
Yeah.
Don't be like, I didn't fucking talk to him.
Yeah, we didn't talk. We were angry at each other.
Yeah, I was just like, I was like that your girlfriend that gets pissed and won't talk to you for a little bit.
Yeah, the whole drive
just
home.
Got pride.
Yeah. And you act like that's gonna like motivate the two of you to get better. Yeah, we just sat there thinking about hitting each other the whole time. And then we came out of it better people. No, but yeah, I mean,
you made great points on everything about this team, and I'm taking the Saints to win. I really like the Saints actually for some reason this year. Derek Carr, I know it's against the Panthers, but something in week 1, I was like, oh shit, Derek Carr looks kind of nice. And then he drops that bomb into Rashid Shaheed. That was the game I had on in the 1 o'clock window. I was like, this is the one I'm going to be locked into the most. I really want to see the fucking Saints win. And then the Saints fucking roll
them. I mean, the Saints are on the rolling train right now. I mean, it's, I'm honestly Clint Kubiak. I mean, I feel like there's always that team. Like, obviously, the Dolphins last year, everybody was like, unreal. Who's going to stop them? I think there's shades of that with the Saints right now where it's like they're really steamrolling teams. And that's going to slow down. I still don't think they're going to win that division. But my opinion has changed of them. They're another team, a little bit like the Buccaneers, and it's kind of low key because they've been so mediocre, borderline bad for the past few seasons that has kept their staff in place for so long. And they've made like these little changes here and there. Like Dennis Allen is like a good enough head coach, and they just needed a few little changes here and there. And I think Clint Kubiak as that offensive coordinator is huge, and he's showing that right now. He knows how to actually use. He's like revitalized Alvin Kamara, and yeah, I mean the whole team is just kind of clicking on all cylinders. They're not like relying on one player too much. And
who would have thought though? NFC South sneaky competitive.
Yeah, really good. Except for the Panthers.
Except for the Panthers.
Who may be the worst team in professional sports, honestly, like the way things are going.
Get clapped down until they're own. They might. Oh, no. Oh, wow, you later.
I think Andy Dalton will find a way. Yeah. Andy Dalton will get something done. But anyway, I think the Saints win this game. I think the Eagles, I think this Saints is that too. That was the catalyst for the bad vibes in Philly. And I'm here for it. I think that is what the seeds of doubt are planted back in their mind again. Like, oh, it's the same stuff from last year.
Questionable secondary still in Philly, I feel like, too. So this Saints team is not the team you want to be around right now when you have questions in your secondary because Rashid Shaheed is cooking teams.
Mm-hmm. And Chris Olave is doing his thing, too.
Yeah.
And also, big thing, that Commanders Eagles trade, the Jahan Dotson trade. Everybody said Eagles had the best receiving core in the league by far. AJ Brown goes down. How many catches does Jahan Dotson have in the past 2 weeks? One reception for 6 yards. That's all he has.
So just wait till he plays the Commanders. He's about to go for like 15, 210, 3.
Yeah, he's just the absolute just
Yeah,
taken over by Jerry Rice.
Right. Texans at Vikings. One team will get their first loss here. This is in Minnesota. I mean, the Vikings are very compelling, but Justin Jefferson being out really changes my mood now.
He says he thinks he's going to play. That's what I just.
He thinks he's going to play?
He said he's going to play, yeah.
Oh, shit. That makes it more compelling. I would, I don't think he'll be 100%, so I'm going to take the Texans still. CJ Stroud's just a dog, and I don't really have any questions about them. Wow, with the Vikings, I mean, I'm sorry, but Sam Darnold's going to have to do more than 2 weeks for me to finally be like, that's the guy I trust this week. Going into week to week, like there is no way I'm trusting Sam Darnold week to week based on the 5-6 previous years compared to these past 2 weeks. Very good. Very good. Been very solid. Yeah. Not like my boy Justin Fields, not turning the ball over, just playing in game.
Yeah, I mean,
96 yards to Jay Janice.
There you go. I think this week the Kings can prove that they're legit, but don't even have to win. Like they put up a game with Minnesota, and because I'm not like I look at it like, what are the chances they beat San Francisco and Houston back-to-back weeks?
Yeah,
like I don't think that's gonna happen. And the Houston defense teed off on Caleb Williams. Like I felt so bad for him. Just get that fourth quarter, he was getting murdered. Like Danielle Hunter was on him like every time. Like they were just going off. And
it isn't a good look for that Bears O-line the first couple weeks.
Not at all. But anyway, I think that the Houston defense is legit. And obviously, I just think Stroud and that offense are going to keep getting better and better. And I think Houston wins this game. But like I said, I think Minnesota puts up a good game. It
would be a solid fight. That Minnesota defense is always willing to battle it out. It feels like
Danielle Hunter revenge game, maybe too.
Yeah,
Houston.
A less interesting game because I feel like this is gonna be pretty straightforward. Broncos going to Tampa Bay to face the Bates Show and the Buccaneers. Short and sweet. I'll keep it that. And give me the Bucs. The Broncos. Bo Nix has not been impressive at all the first couple weeks. I mean, going to Seattle is a tough ask for a rookie. Couple turnovers. Home against the Steelers. I mean, Steelers fans travel, but should have a little bit more of a solid game, you would think. Wasn't that good. I watched the whole game. I can say it's pretty ass.
Yeah, he's it is not preseason Bo Nix when everybody was like, oh, look at him like running constantly.
Yeah, he's having one of those Kenny Pickett runs.
Yeah. And I think it is very much showing what everybody was saying in the draft process about him, that it's like maybe he's not a starter. He reminds me a lot of Sam Howell last year, where it's like you're seeing these flashes. He's got these certain plays, but then he is making like a massive mistake when he needs it most. And, he's still, I mean, it's his third game, so it's not, no declarations just yet.
I just don't think this is the team he's going to be like, finally, I can show off my talents against the Buccaneers.
No. Yeah, I think the Bucs, the way they're playing right now, they'll roll this one.
Yeah.
And they'll win this game.
Especially at home. All right. This one will be interesting just because you got one bad team and one team that's missing their starting quarterback. Packers going into Tennessee with that man Will Levis, who is just getting memed every week.
Or no, the Packers beat Tennessee last week, right? Or no, New York did. Okay, that's what.
Yeah.
I'm getting my games mixed up. Who did the Packers beat? The
They
Packers
beat
beat.
the Colts. Close colors.
There
Close
we go.
colors. Yeah,
There,
they're
I don't know
another
why I got
AFC
those
South
mixed up.
team.
Yeah, because
When you
Titans lost
said
to the
that, my
Jets.
brain was like, "Oh yeah, they did play the
Yeah, I don't know why I
Where did
thought
I
that
miss
was. Yeah,
But no, yeah, Packers drawn into Tennessee. Will Levis, meme of the week the past 2 weeks. Him just fucking throwing the ball around like no one
yeah.
gives a fuck.
Literally bowling the ball across.
He's like inches from the floor, and he's like, "Guess what? Let's make this a fumble, Rooski."
It's like, what are you doing? And it's so funny when your own coach is basically calling you out for doing the dumbest shit on the field.
Yeah, your own coach is just at the mic being like, "He's a fucking idiot. I don't know what else
Yeah.
to tell you."
Yeah. You can't do that. Yeah, it's an interesting game. I think it's weird with Will Levis because I feel like he has shown flashes to me that he could be a really good quarterback.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, some of the other stuff is brutal. But Packers shocked me last week pulling off that win. Their defense really stepped up and showed
Malik
something.
Willis revenge game could be true here. I'm not
Could be
gonna lie.
wild. You might see tears shed if the Packers win this game. Even though Malik Willis is like, I don't care. Like I'm happy. Like they gave me this opportunity here in Green Bay. Like I'm still getting paid. It's like, dude, don't lie. Like this means a lot. They drafted Will Levis right in your face, basically saying like, we don't believe in you at all. Like, do you have everything, every reason in the world to be super motivated to win this game? I think the Packers win it.
Oh, absolutely. Sweet. We've yet to differ on a pick this week.
There we go. In unison.
This one could be different. Bears going into Indianapolis to face AR5 and the Colts. I'm not gonna lie. My mood really changed about the Colts last week.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson really let me down. I saw the mistakes in week 1 where he was missing some of those short throws, sailing balls every now and then. But the flash plays, it was like, holy shit. This is
that one toss was insane. I mean,
that's spectacular. He's gonna do this every week. But I think this team's gonna be a really talented team, but they're just led by too young of a guy at this point. And they're going to lose a lot of close games. And I think that's going to be this year, the kind of theme for this year for Cincinnati. And not Cincinnati, the Colts. And the Bears, though, they got to protect. They got to protect Elgin Caleb. So this game's all up in the air to me. But DeForest Buckner's out, I think, right, for the Colts? He went down?
He might be, yeah.
I believe
that
so.
sounds right. Yeah.
So that should relieve some. That should make it easier. Hopefully, it makes it easier to protect Caleb this week because I'm going to take the Bears to beat the Colts. Just because, I don't know. I think the overall talent-wise, everywhere else besides quarterback, they are just better, and I mean, 2 young teams strapping it out, 2 young QBs strapping it out. Probably it's who doesn't lose the game versus who loses it at that point, in my opinion. And I think Anthony Richardson, just his playing style puts him up more to be throwing interceptions late.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Colts on this one. I think it's I think the Colts got to get that first win, right? I think when you have that staring down the barrel of 0-3 rather than 0-2, I think you add like a whole other aspect of desperation. So I think that they'll pull this one out. Richardson's shown like he keeps going hot and cold. At the same time, Caleb Williams really has been a lot more cold than hot.
He's been iced, dog. He's been iced. But
so, I mean, you at Chris Collingsworth, it was so clear he was given his barking orders in that game, and that was like build him up. Every little positive thing he does, you need to act like was like the best thing in the world. Because he would make like these minor little throws in the red zone, and you'd be like, there you go. He looks 10 times better than he did last week. And then the rest of like from the second quarter on was just absolute hot ass. Like just like wildly inaccurate. every time he was throwing the ball, you were like, "There's no chance it's going to a receiver." Like just was just way underthrowing DJ Moore, way overthrowing him, and DJ Moore looked pretty frustrated. I don't know if you saw it when he was like laying on the ground and like took his helmet off, but the Bears,
So
I think, have
not to bail Caleb out when you're the number one guy. You got to fix all problems, but that line is not making things.
I'm not
easy.
saying it's all his fault. I'm saying he just
no, I
he
know,
definitely
but it is brutal. It is brutal though for Chicago's offense right now. Defensively though, you're like, this is the 85 fucking Bears. Go Bears.
Yeah, they got some pieces. I mean, with Johnson and Brisker, and that front seven's pretty good. But I mean,
holding CJ and the Texans to 19 is impressive.
Yeah,
after scoring like every touchdown the week before for your team to win.
Yeah, I just don't see the Bears figuring it out yet. Yeah. And the Colts seem more figured out than the Bears do at this point to me.
The bird, onto the burger now. The Chargers are coming into the bird, and you know how I'm feeling. Here we go.
Is this your home? Is this their home opener?
Home opener in the bird.
A week 3 home opener.
This is gonna be an interesting one to me. This is two teams. The Chargers are now changing the identity. Sorry, I just realized I didn't have my laptop plugged in, and it just entered low power mode. So I gotta plug this in real quick. But if I can keep thinking correctly, these two teams, the Chargers this year, since hiring Jim Harbaugh, it has looked like they are now going to be a team that is all about the ground and pound and playing tough and physical defense and tough and physical offense. And, you know, who made that thing the norm? You know,
who made scrounging for every
who's the master of winning 15-14? The master of fucking grounding on the pounding. Steelers.
Steel City, baby.
And I think the Chargers just aren't used to this lifestyle enough yet to beat the Steelers at their own game. And I think the Steelers are going to come out on top. It's going to be close. We'll win like 18-17. Or not? No, we'll score one touchdown. This is what my prediction. We'll score one touchdown again to make sure we're always one touchdown behind in amount of wins. We'll win 19-17. We'll allow two scores.
Sounds about right.
But we'll win 19-17. Off of 4 field goals and 1 touchdown.
Yeah, I'd say yeah. I mean, I saw something Dan Orlovsky was talking about Justin Fields, saying like he absolutely needs to stay the starting quarterback. And I was like, I feel like he needs to show he can like do more than just like not lose, like just barely hold on to not lose to actually warrant not seeing like, well, let's see what Russell can do at least. But yeah, I mean, they're getting it done.
But I mean, if we're winning, I'm not taking him out. I'm sorry. You can't take out my hand. That's just a bad look. I feel like shoots confidence. What if Russ does bad instantly?
No, I think you do keep him in as long as you're winning. But I don't think the leash should be that long, and I don't think it is.
No. Definitely
because he's obviously he looks a lot like what he is, which is
especially
that super
now we're competing. This is we're in the playoff hunt. Now.
There you go. First in the AFC North right now. So I mean, you got to
tied for first in the entire AFC.
Yeah. So he's maybe the best quarterback in the AFC right now. I mean, the defense looks like it's going to be as usual, like unbelievable.
And they're getting enough rest this year where like could be the number one year where it's ranked number one in everything. I'm telling you. This defense could be the best we've seen since the Legion of Boom. Calling it now. They're going to call it the Steel Hawks or something weird.
He's got lofty expectations. But I think for this week, I don't think the Chargers beat them. I think the Chargers are still played like two kind of bad teams, and that's kind of why they were winning. I don't think the Chargers are like bad, but I don't think they're great.
I think they're in that Atlanta Falcons level, and that's where the Steelers mix it up a
That's where
little
they live.
That's where we throw it.
So I'll take the Steelers winning their home opener in a grinder, just like you say.
Oh no, this game is going to be as old school physical football as it gets because the Chargers have been pounding J.K. Dobbins. Sounds false, but they've been absolutely pounding the rock with J.K. Dobbins, and so I think
I'm like chugging the water.
A 30 run game for both teams. It's just going to be physical football in Hines. You never know. Maybe a storm front comes into town, get a little rain action going.
Get some muddle in the jerseys, get some muddle in the tires.
Fucking TJ's eating again out there.
Yeah, I like how Tomlin's been going no hat, just showing off his bald head, dude.
Dog, I'm telling you,
King Neptune style.
The new additions on our defense this year all have made an impact in some way already with some sort of turnover force.
Yeah, Patrick Queen's been looking pretty good.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm horny for that defense.
All right, so we both picked the Steelers to win. All right, what we got next?
Dolphins Seahawks.
Yeah, Seahawks.
In Seattle.
Seahawks. Skylar Thompson ain't doing shit. Yeah.
Yeah, Seahawks. They're missing the hot Tua.
Yeah.
Panthers at Raiders.
Raiders.
You ready? Big shocker. The Red Rifle. His first game with the Panthers. This is my big shot of the week. There's always one. Panthers beat the Raiders in Las Vegas because the Red Rifle's going to come in there and be slinging the rock. Him and Adam Thielen are going to cook the Raiders somehow. The Raiders are riding hot. They're riding a little too hot now after that. Ravens win, so someone's got to come sweep their feet from under them, and it's going to be the goddamn Panthers. And Bryce Young might kill himself by the end of the season.
Just sitting over there with the headset on. Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, you never know. Yeah, Andy Dalton could be like, yo, no one believes in us. We're going to go out there.
And Bryce is going to be in the corner like,
yeah.
Let's go, guys. God, imagine having to cheer for your team after getting benched as the number 1 overall draft pick in year 2. You're just like, you could. I wouldn't be able to. I'd be like, trade me now, please.
But you know, like it's one of the first times I've seen where, like, universally, like around the league, everybody's kind of like, this is not his fault. Like anybody really would have failed there. I still don't think I think he's got a chance to still be a good quarterback. He needs to go somewhere
trade
else.
Him to the Bird. Give up Russ. Give up Russ. Let Bryce and Fields dole it out.
There's been talks about him going to Miami.
That would be wild. Dog, he goes to Miami. That's a scary team.
Yeah, I mean, they just just him and Mike hit what Mike McDaniel might be able to do with him. It's just that size, man.
It was like, I'm playing.
Talking to the wall.
Tua's gonna be Joe Biden by the age of fucking 35. He's gonna be Roomba across those stages and shit.
We beat Medicare. Yeah, I mean, he's on that. Yeah, I don't know how you let him play. I think if you're the owner of the Dolphins, you go, we're not putting you back out there. Like, it's like, what if it happens again? Like, it's if you get another one,
we
it's like,
know he has seizures when this happens. Like, we've seen it happen where he
always gets the hands and stuff. Yeah, it's like, it's crazy.
Like, that's not good.
Yeah, that's
high brain damage, right?
You gotta do something.
At its prime, that's brain damage working at its highest level.
Yeah,
and you just and it wasn't even like a big hit this time. It was literally just
he like leaned into
a
it. That was the
football
weird
play.
thing.
It was a football play. He's trying to
Yeah.
truck the guy and get a couple
DeMar
extra
Hamlin
yards.
was like trying to like kind of. How
Yeah.
funny is it though that it was DeMar Hamlin to be the one to do
What
it?
if because it was in the chest again? What if Tua
Both
goes
is
down and
there.
then DeMar just goes?
All right.
I don't.
We
We
might have
might
to
have
cut
to.
that part.
Yeah.
They're both just down. Oh my god!
It's a double whammy.
And two was down there like that was the thing. Like immediately,
Tua's
see, like
throwing
his,
up gang signs again.
turns
He's
into
like,
Frankenstein. Yeah. All right. Next game before we StreamYard sees that and they're like, we don't condone this.
like 49ers at Rams. The Rams have too many injuries at this point.
Unbelievable injuries, by the way. Like it's baffling
Yeah.
how many injuries they're getting.
Sucks for Stafford. Maybe look for a trade, get him out of there.
Yeah,
Let him
I
have a
wouldn't doubt
chance
that.
in these final years. I'm taking the 49ers to win. I think it was kind of a hiccup kind of week last week. It happened to them last year against the Vikings, and then I think they turned it on for probably like 5 straight wins or something like that.
Yeah.
So if they do that.
Only thing that worries me about the Niners is are they falling down that rabbit hole again of like when these injuries happen, they don't know how to adapt. And like now they're without Debo and they're without McCaffrey. And it's like maybe that could be a problem, but I don't think
they got to get Kittle more involved. These past couple of years, it just feels like Kittle is just not.
He's like a glorified offensive lineman, basically.
Yeah,
I think
I love that man. Dog's a man.
Yeah.
But show him some love. He went to Iowa. Don't make him block again.
Get him some passes. Make him happy. Yeah, I think this is not the week I think that rears its head. I think the Rams have too many injuries and are heading down a different path. I think the Niners win this one.
Next game is the Lions going to Arizona to play the Cardinals. I think this is a Lions revenge game after last week. I know the Cardinals put up a great showing against the Rams, but I don't know. It's interesting. It will be interesting to see. We'll see the theory of, when a team plays a team and then your team plays that team and you're like, oh, we're better than this team they barely lost to because we stopped them. Well, we'll be able to test that theory this week because they both played the Rams. They both beat the Rams. The Lions barely beat the Rams. The Cardinals fucking laid a shellacking down with the shillelagh. But I'm taking the Lions to win. I think they're going to come out strong after losing to the Bucs last week. I think the Cardinals, a lot of young players on that team. I don't think Marvin Harrison is going for a 150 again in the first quarter. That's my biggest thing. I don't think he's going to blow the top off of the game instantly like he did last time around. I think it will be close, but at the end, I think the Lions, they've been in a lot of close games of recent and seem to end up winning most of them. So I'll take them.
Yeah, I'll take the Lions. I think, Cardinals put up a good showing last week. I think it'll be a good game. Kind of a shootout. Kyler looks like he's almost like fully back and seems to be thriving in that offense. Got Marvin Harrison involved. And, so is that a motorcycle or something?
Oh, I'm telling you, these people at this apartment complex, there's people just like drag racing down this fucking narrow ass fucking parking lot. It's like, what are you doing?
It sounded like your room, like
I'm about to start doing live game broadcasts of street drag racing from the Arch. Everyone tune into that.
Fast and Furious Arch.
I'll take
the Lions over the Cardinals.
Yep. Up next, probably game of the week with a combined record of 1-3 on the year, but game of the week most likely Ravens Cowboys going into Jerry World. I just don't see. I picked the Ravens to win last week. They love whenever whenever I start Lamar in fantasy, the Ravens are like, let's have the most shit week. Lamar's like, let's have the most shit week I've had in 35 weeks. I just can't see them losing this game. Their season, at this point, it's not on the line, but like if you look at it percentage wise in the history of the NFL, it starts getting you're not very slim chances, like 3% chance of making the playoffs. Right now, I think it's 18% chance they have of making the playoffs. I mean, that's an early prediction, early stat, and those can fluctuate week by week by like 50 points at this point in the year. But I mean, 18% still. You never want to be in any spot of the year looking at that number.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't want to be looking at it. 0-3, you're putting yourself in a deep hole. You're putting yourself in a position basically, like if your aspirations are like a 1 seed, you're looking at like you need to win out essentially. So it's like you're already kind of just narrowing down like your pathways to a playoff
they have
spot.
caught some breaks right now because the Bengals have been losing. They're 0-2 too. They were supposed to be probably either the first or second team in the conference in most people's opinion.
Yeah. But
like it's completely reversed than what people were thinking. Everyone was like Steelers fourth, Browns, Bengals, Ravens, or Bengals, Ravens, Browns, Steelers. And now it's like it's flipped it on top of its head. I'm in high.
And that's the NFL.
I didn't even choose the Steelers.
Yeah, I think it's like I said at the same time, like we're looking like they did catch the break with the Bengals. And the Browns are kind of middling, but like if we do believe this week is going to go by our predictions and the Steelers do go 3-0, then you're automatically at a 3-game deficit for first place already. Now, at the same time,
Steelers could stumble at any second.
Well, you got, I think, Ravens. Don't see them starting 0-3. I also don't see the Cowboys losing 2 straight home games. So it's like, where's the give?
Where's the give? I think the give is that Cowboys run game. They don't have a run game and they can't defend the run. And I think this is where the Ravens can showcase their new shiny toy in Derrick Henry this week. They haven't done a great job yet this year of working. I said it before the year. I thought there could be a little issue with not enough touches to go around for both Lamar and Derrick, and so far it's been that way. But this is the week against the Cowboys run defense to show off what you got. I think they'll be able to.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's the thing with Derrick Henry that you have to do is like get him going, and it's like with the Titans, like they needed him. Like they needed him to win these games, and it's like so they would just keep feeding him. It's like, yeah, the first few are going to be like maybe 3-5 yards, 3-5 yards. But the more he is going at that defensive line is when he starts getting those big hits for like 10 yards, 15 yards. So you got to keep giving him the ball. And that's something that the Ravens haven't been doing. It's been very sporadic in the way that they're using him. And if they're able to get that going, I can see the Ravens winning. However, the Cowboys offense is so explosive, and like the Ravens secondary has been spotty. Like, Gardner Minshew
has been suspect for sure for Baltimore.
Yeah, like their secondary, like Gardner Minshew was basically dicing them up in that second half, and Dak and CeeDee Lamb, I think, they can do whatever they want to. I don't know if Jake Ferguson's coming back this game. This is a tough one. This is a really tough game because I don't know.
This one's hard.
I don't know. I don't think the Cowboys defense is as bad as they look this week. And
the Saints might just be really fucking good. It could just be that. No one's thinking that right now, but I think there might be a possibility. It's in the realm.
Because I don't see the Cowboys having that steep drop. Like I know they lost Dan Quinn to us. They lost Joe Witt. But I don't see like their personnel is still pretty good on that side of the ball. So I don't see it taking that steep of a fall off.
Yeah.
And if Lamar's not, I don't know, like the Micah Parsons Lamar kind of matchup. I don't know what's going to happen there. Like if they find a good way to kind of contain him.
No, you'd have Micah spy all game. That could be a option there.
Yeah,
But then
so
you
it's,
don't have that. But then you take him out of the play when Derrick Henry has the ball.
I think you don't need him for that. Like he's already like I think it's
He's a between the tackles runner. You'll have your linebackers and
yeah.
your D tackles.
I'm gonna go Cowboys. I think Cowboys win this game. Yeah.
I do like your point about the defense though. And you see it between these two teams. I think like last year, the Ravens defense was so highly coached. Like there's a star players on that team in the with Kyle Hamilton and Roquan Smith. But I feel like the front four, so many sacks from that, and I think that was mostly because of coaching. With the Cowboys, they got the talent all over the defense, where it's just like doesn't matter what personnel you're running, they're gonna dominate.
Yeah, and they have
If that kind of makes sense.
decent pieces in the secondary, and with the Ravens, there seems to be a lot of like communication issues. That's what a lot of the talk has been about is the communication problems. And whenever you're having that is something that doesn't usually solve itself right away. Like that takes a decent amount of time to get right. And I don't know if the Cowboys offense and Dak and CeeDee Lamb are the team you're exactly going to get that right against. But you never know. Like this is a toss-up game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Ravens won this game, but I think the Cowboys win it.
Right. Chiefs at Falcons. Falcons soaring high after the good old comeback game-winning drive for Kirk Cousins against the Eagles on Monday night. But they're running into the buzzsaw of all buzzsaws in Kansas City. It feels like you can't do anything to beat the Chiefs. I mean, they'll lose probably a couple of games again this year. They lose about 3 or 4 every year. It's just so hard to tell which ones those are, and I don't think the Falcons is one of those this year.
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs will just find another way. They'll win. If it's a close one, they'll win like 26-23. Another Butker game winner. I don't know.
Yeah, they'll figure out a way.
Chiefs on top.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing, I think.
It's like Bama in the 2010s. You just know they're coming out with a dub, usually. Or the Patriots.
Yeah. Now, the opposite side of that is the Chiefs have now played 2 games that have come down to like the final play of the game, essentially. So, like, are they bound to like lose one? And it looked like the Falcons towards the end of that game were kind of finding their footing, finding their way. That last drive was ridiculous by Kirk.
To the point of it felt like they were coming down. Like I felt like the Patriots every week. It felt like, oh, so close. The team almost beat the Patriots, and then Dom would be like, "Let me come out here and I was taking it easy on you." Bling, bling. And that's kind of just the Patrick Mahomes now. He's just like, all right, let me now kick it into high gear. Yeah, Kelsey starts getting touches. I mean, Kelsey has been non-existent though. Okay. Might be around that time, maybe a couple more years. I'll have 1-2 more years after this.
Yeah, he's kind of turning into a check down Charlie a little bit. Hasn't really been the
Taylor's gotten the mind control over him or something.
Taylor's like, we're talking
a little bit of beef in the locker room. I heard because of Taylor and Brittany or whatever.
Guess she's a Trump gal.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. They're still like hugging each other and stuff at Wimbledon. I don't think there's too much beef.
No beef.
Yeah, but yeah,
Taylor was just like, I'm getting paid millions of dollars to say this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they paid me to take this picture. They paid all this. I don't care who wins. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go with Chiefs too. I think Falcons fought a 1-2. Not the end of the world for them. I think they'll still figure out a way.
Yeah. All right, Jags Bills. This could be another solid game this weekend.
Jags need a win.
The Bills. Yeah, I thought that too, and that's why I'm taking the Jags. This is another one of those types of games. I feel like this is a type of game Buffalo loses. It's a team relative to they're probably in most people's eyes, Jacksonville's probably the tier below Buffalo, but usually Buffalo, that's the type of competition they usually struggle with sometimes, and this team should sometimes find a way to win. And I think with Trevor Lawrence, eventually your talent just has to outweigh everything else. And Trevor should be fantastic. And I don't know. I'll keep riding with him like I kept riding with Tua. So Trevor will pull it off somehow against Buffalo. And they just got talent. Like I feel like Gabe Davis could have a big game, but
yeah,
I don't know. He never does.
They got to put it together. I mean, they paid Trevor this offseason, and it's like, it's another number one pick, man. That it's like, what are we doing? Like
quarterback is a big question. There's besides Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, CJ Stroud. I'll put him up there right now. I hesitated just because he's still young. CJ Stroud, Burrow, Lamar.
But even with those guys, there's questions. I mean, even with like Burrow, it's like, is he actually healthy?
Yeah, Burrow and Lamar, there's questions. Yeah, but like the first three, besides those first three, I can't really think of a guy that I'm like,
Herbert, I guess. Yeah,
that's the guy I would build around and be completely happy with. Could say I'll beat those three guys.
Yeah,
the top guys. I don't know. Quarterback's just
it's weird right now.
It's crazy. We went
hard.
from the 2010s where you had Manning, Brady, Breeze, Roethlisberger, all these just got dudes, all these top passing yard career leaders for organizations, and now it just feels like holy shit.
Yeah, where do we go? Yeah, I mean it's you still got to give them time to develop. Defenses now are more complicated than they ever have been, but I think the Jags do win this game, like you said. I think their defense is pretty good. They've now had 2 games in a row where they could have won them, and they just kind of fell short. So I think the Jags win this game. I think the Bills, obviously last week was a big win for them, but the week before, I mean, they snuck one out at home against the Cardinals. So yeah, I think the Jags get their first win.
Looking back on it, the Cardinals should be more serious than any of us thought. But final game of the week, Monday Night Football. That was Sunday Night Football, Jags Bills. Monday Night Football, the Commies are going into Cincinnati.
Going into the Bengal Den.
Yeah.
Going into the Bengal, wherever Bengals.
All Brown Stadium or something like that.
Yeah. Going into
Bengals. The Bungles.
Uday Nation.
The Commanders.
Yep.
Do you got any bias here or
no bias? No,
I could see you making an argument for the Commanders here. I thought about making an argument for the Commanders.
The argument for the Commanders is the offense keeps getting better. Jaden Daniels is clearly not saying he is the best quarterback out of this class. Clearly the best so far. Not even a question as far as comfortability and his just knowledge of the playbook and his ability to run the offense.
He's the one dude going into this week at quarterback that is a rookie that you're like, he could have a breakout game. This could be the week where he finally does it.
Yeah.
Well, with the other two, it's like, holy shit. Are they ever going to?
Yeah, and they're winning because of him. Like, last week they won because of plays he was making with the offense.
Yeah.
And I think he's towards the end of that game against the Giants, he was spreading the ball out more. He had a few big shots to Noah Brown. He had a big throw to Terry. So he was spreading it out more. And I think there's going to see more of that as the season goes along. However, I don't think we're going into Cincinnati, who is going to be getting T. Higgins back. They're already kind of desperate because going 0-3 is not really an option for them.
Yeah, it's they're in that Ravens situation too.
Yeah, so I think they find out a way to win it. I do think we put up some numbers, but our defense is so bad. I think Burrow is going to just have a field day, and I think we lose by double digits, honestly. But yeah.
I also see Burrow and Chase just going crazy low key in this one. Especially, you said Higgins is back?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Could be a decoy. Yeah. It could be one of those things where he's back just to, run, basically.
Yeah, just to suit up.
The
Yeah.
Gold Russ stand on the sideline in the shoulder pads.
Yeah.
You know, I
Now,
know
the one thing I will say about our defense is Benjamin St. Juste, our number one corner, has took leaps and bounds, played really well last week, had a few really, really nice plays. And if he's continues to progress, then you never know. The defense also just needs to tackle better. When you have guys like Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louvu, I don't think bad tackling is going to last the whole season. But as a whole, I just don't know if the defense has the talent to be good, which is a big problem in the NFL.
Yeah.
So,
But
yeah,
you
I'm
got
going
a
to take
lot
the
of-
Bengals winning that one.
Your best players are the older players for sure on the defensive side, and I'm sorry, they're well past their prime.
Now, Wagner's still playing well, man.
Wagner's going to play well, but it's no Seahawks Wagner. If you had
Yeah.
Seahawks Wagner, then
Yeah,
you're
you never
talking
know.
something. But
yeah, I think the Bengals
I
win.
know. I just can't see either Chase or Higgins not having a big day on whoever's St. Juice is not guarding.
Yeah. Even on St. Juice, honestly, they probably play well. All right. So that is our
St. Juice on.
yeah. He's not that good. He had a good week. So that you know.
You never know.
Maybe he keeps Yeah. All right. Well, we will see you guys. Maybe we'll do 2 episodes next week. Who knows?
Well, we might shoot for the stars. Shoot for the stars, you can land on the moon, right?
Yeah, you never know. Yeah, if we ever did, I don't know if we did land on the moon. I was just watching Joe Rogan here.
I don't know if we ever did. Yeah, that's
he does.
conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
inside job.
But
that's actually the time. That's how you know.
Yeah, quick O's thing. They suck still. Not doing anything.
I did see they were 2-8 in their last 10, and I was like, oh fuck.
They won on a walk-off today after a blown save, so that was good. It always kind of feel like first win of the week. Lost 2 out of 3 to Detroit. Now lost 2 out of 3 to San Francisco. Now Detroit's coming back to Baltimore for a 3-game set. They are barely hanging on to that number 1 wild card. Division's pretty much out of the question. They're 5 games behind the Yankees now, though. So
also, quick shout out Coastal. Biggest game of the year coming up here this weekend. Coastal versus the Virginia Cavaliers.
Oh boy,
it's Parents Weekend here. The Surf Turks gonna be Pats. Already confirmed sold out.
Are Heather and Ian on their way down?
My dad and brother are. My mom has some girls trip, couldn't make it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Blame her. Let her know. They were watching the past episode, so let her know. Tell her how disappointed you are.
Well, that's shameful. I would go on the girls trip. All right.
Big game. If we win this, put us in the top 25. All we gotta do is go perfect, and we make the college football playoffs. If we just win every fucking game and win the Sun Belt,
we can get blown out.
The best non-Power 5 conference winner automatically gets in. It's reasonable. We should sweep the fucking Sun Belt.
You and your teal field. You guys got it. And you would get a home game, right? Wouldn't you get a home playoff game?
Yeah. If we went 13-0, they'd be forced to give us a home game.
On the teal.
It'd be like the fucking Cotton Bowl or something like that. It'd be the biggest bowl game of Coastal's history.
Unreal. All right. Well, we'll talk to you guys next week. We're on the practice squad. Happy to be here.